that I had someone say that our products are magic or anything like that. Because along the way we have educated the masses. And not only educated the masses, people have used the products. I am a personal testimony of the biodisc. Myself and my family, I cannot do without the biodisc. You will get to know exactly what it does. But for me, it keeps me in good health. For my husband, I almost lost him. More than 6 years ago, he had an accident. His head was smashed on the road. He was in intensive care for 2 weeks. Barely conscious. Had to undergo 2 operations to clear the blood that had gone above the brain. Fortunately, it had not seeped into the brain. And I remember so many people kept flocking to the hospital and they kept coming with articles of newspapers. And one article, it was a sports article, and it says, I recall the words very well, that we need to pray for Mr. Mawanda as he lies helpless in that hospital bed, having left his brains on the tarmac. You know what that means? That even though he were to survive, he would not be able to understand. So during that period, all I knew is I had a biodisc and a BioLite. I did not know any form of medicine to help the people, the doctors in intensive care. But I knew that there was a power that light, when shown, would transmit to those cells whichever they were trying to heal. And I knew that there would be a difference. I was allowed only 15 minutes 3 times a day to see him. And I went into that room with my biodisc and BioLite. And I shone. He had smashed his head. He had smashed his collarbone. He had smashed his ribs. He could not walk. He could not talk. He could not eat. But I kept, as the doctors did what they do, I kept shining the biodisc and the BioLite on him. And I remember one of the doctors, Professor Chiriawide Joel, who is a neurosurgeon, told me that we don't expect healing very well, just keep praying. Just keep praying. And the nurses kept saying, you know how they can be? Then what are you bringing into that? The word. And I said, this is my patient, it's okay. And as I kept shining every day, there was a difference. The swelling that was this big kept shrinking, shrinking. By the second week, I remember when he said the words, I want tea and bread. Oh my God, I'd never had any more beautiful words than those words. That was what he said, and then he forgot that he had said anything. You understand? But there was a ray of hope. To cut a long story short, after intensive care, we had a week outside in the hospital room, and we were told to go home. The doctor told me it will take a year for his memory probably to come back. Probably. So we went home. I continued with the biodisc, the BioLite, gave him chip pendant. I energized all his food and drink. And after a week, as I finished praying my Maghrib prayers in the evening, he told me, Hajaras, what happened to me? So I told him, you've been in hospital. Then he said, why? And then I realized a miracle was just unfolding in front of me. When we met our daughter's visit a few days later, the surgeon was in shock. He said, are you sure this is the patient? I said, yes. You also know that he's the one. And for me, I know a lot has been done, but from similar cases of what he had gone through, the healing process couldn't have been as fast as it was, or probably not as complete if we had not used the products. So along the 13 years of using the products, we have so many testimonies.